Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé's David Toborowsky says goodbye to baby after leaving Thailand for new adventure. David Toborowsky from 90-Day Fiancé shared an emotional moment between him and his baby after leaving Annie Suwin and Minthira in Thailand for a new adventure. David and Annie met in Thailand and documented their relationship during 90-Day Fiancé Season 5. At the time, David wasn't financially well off. He had to rely on a friend to give Annie a home. However, things have gotten much better for them since then. Annie and David recently moved to Thailand to have a baby, and David hasn't revealed if he's ever coming back to America. David posted a picture of himself saying bye to his baby on Instagram. Annie's aunt, Aunt Lom, held Minthira in her arms as she posed for the picture with David. The new father wanted his fans to see the look he got from Minthira when he gave her a goodbye hug before leaving for the airport. It made him wonder if Minthira was upset because she was not going with her dad when he had to leave for the airport. Why do I have the feeling she will love to travel one day? Just my thoughts, David added. A different post by David revealed that he flew to the Philippines with some important tasks to complete. He had photographed himself sitting inside an aircraft. He was on his way to Manila to get a social security number for Minthira. David was going to visit the American embassy there, and he revealed it was the only office in the Asia-Pacific region where he could get a social security number for this child. David also revealed that he had been to the Philippines 19 years ago when he used to help recruit nurses for the U.S. David's Manila visit is a short one, and he will be coming back to Thailand. However, his visit likely means that David is in the process of relocating to America again with Annie and the baby. Minthira already has her dual U.S. and Thai citizenship. Meanwhile, Annie's mother is getting her green card. David has been keeping fans in suspense about his return to Arizona, but he can't help but give them clues through his social media updates. He could be saving the good news for a new spin-off. David remains quiet about his future plans. Since their daughter Minthira was born in March 2025, the 90-Day Fiancé couple may be waiting until it's safe for her to travel to the U.S. David continues to run his business in America, while Annie had a successful fashion brand selling authentic Thai clothing to American women. That venture has been on hold since her pregnancy. From humble beginnings, the couple has built a stable life with quiet dedication. Whatever their next move is, it will likely reflect the same thoughtful approach. The early morning sun rolled over the rooftops of Bangkok like a slow-spreading fire, warm and hushed, gently filling the quiet apartment where David Toborowsky stood with his packed bags. The room felt smaller today, tighter around him, as though the walls themselves refused to let him go. Every bright memory he had gathered in Thailand seemed to press against him. Laughter over steamed dumplings, the rhythm of motorbikes flying past, and tiny infant-sized socks left dangling over a bamboo chair. His eyes landed on the crib. That was the hardest part. Inside, baby Arun slept peacefully, wrapped in a thin cotton blanket printed with blue elephants. His lips puffed out with every dream. The baby wasn't his by blood. But David knew that wasn't what family meant. Not anymore. Not after everything life had taught him. He had come to Thailand to be with his wife, Annie Suwin, while she spent precious time with her family. A cousin's child had unexpectedly come under their care temporarily, and the couple opened their arms without hesitation. David joked at first. 50-something, learning to swaddle a baby like a military drill. But the days slipped into nights, and the nights slipped into a love he hadn't expected. Little Arun seemed to fill a space in David he didn't realize was still empty. And now he was leaving. Not because he wanted to, but because a new chapter had called, one waiting thousands of miles away. Annie, hair still damp from her morning shower, watched him as he stared into the crib. Her expression was soft, yet weighed with emotion. She held her palms gently together like she was praying silently, hoping for strength. "You know we can take video calls every day," she whispered. He nodded. "It's not the same." He lifted the baby carefully, cradling him against his chest. Arun stirred briefly, tiny fists curling against David's shirt. The morning felt like it might shatter. When David first joined 90-Day Fiancé years ago, everything about him, from his stories to his struggles, played out on screens across the world. People judged him, praised him, laughed with him, mocked him, and admired him. But no one knew, not fully, how deeply he longed for meaningful moments like this. The simple weight of a child, the breath of tiny dreams against his collarbone. He rocked the baby slowly, as though time itself might pause out of compassion. What if he doesn't remember me? David asked, barely audible. He will, Annie replied. Even if he forgets your face, his heart will know the feeling of you. David closed his eyes briefly, letting those words settle. The baby's warmth seeped into him, branding him with a kind of temporary eternity. Outside, the street vendors were beginning to assemble stalls. Metal clanged. Voices lifted into the humid air. The city was waking, but he felt caught between what was ending and what was waiting. The new adventure he was heading toward wasn't just a flight back to the United States. A business opportunity had emerged, one David had never expected. He joked years back that he wanted to reinvent himself after Thailand. Life had decided to take him seriously. A small cultural travel show had expressed interest in him. A chance to explore hidden corners of the world and share new stories beyond the 90-day franchise. The offer was temporary, but it could grow into something bigger, something meaningful. Still, the opportunity arrived at the worst possible time. When he didn't want to leave. He placed a gentle kiss on Arun's forehead and inhaled. Babies had a scent that belonged nowhere else on earth. Soft, milk-sweet, alive with possibility. It carried both joy and pain. He handed the baby to Annie, who held him with instinctive tenderness. She understood more than anyone that love meant sacrifice. She had made impossible choices once to build a life with him. Now it was his turn. "We'll come soon," she told him. "I just want to stay a little longer. Help family. You do this new thing. You go show world how big your heart is." David chuckled lightly, emotion tightening his throat. "Not sure they're ready for that." "You'll be great," she said. They walked together down the hallway. The apartment felt unusually silent, as though watching them leave. The baby stirred, a soft whimper coming from his small mouth. David paused, touching Annie's arm. He leaned in close and pressed his lips to the baby's cheek one more time. "You changed me," he whispered. They stepped outside. The driver stood by the van, patient and understanding. He had seen many farewells. But this one felt heavier. David placed his luggage in the back, then faced Annie. He held her hands, eyes searching her face as though memorizing it again. He had done this many times, but it never got easier.